my name is Llyanna Mercado. The title of my book is The Inexplicable Logic of My Life by Benjamin Alire Saenz. The page I am on is page 93, and basically what's going on in the book is that Sam and Sal, they are best friends, and Sal is the main character of the book. So they're currently at Sal's house, and what recently happened with Sam, or Samantha, she recently was, let's just say she was pushed into an uncomfortable situation with her boyfriend at a party, and then the boyfriend ended up dumping Sam. So then Sal, early on in the book, had to pick up Sam at a Walgreens and drive her to his house. Now, Sam, she doesn't really have that good of a relationship with her mom. So her mom is never there for her. She's always abandoning Sam, and she always neglects her. So Sam grew up with a lot of neglect. So basically, Sam and Sal are just at their house, and Sal's dad is waiting for Sam's mom to pick Sam up. But like as I said earlier, Sam doesn't really have that good of a relationship with her mother, Sylvia, and they're fighting about what happened with Sam's boyfriend. Sylvia, who is Sam's mother, is sort of blaming Sam for getting herself into all these sort of crazy situations and how she could have been raped by him. And they're all just fighting about what happened and about how they're never there for each other and what a broken relationship that they have with each other. And basically, Sal's dad is basically trying to calm everyone down, and Sal himself is just waiting in the background. So, here's my claim about character interactions. When the author makes the argument of what happened with Sam's boyfriend happened between Sam and Sylvia is Sam's mom, readers understand hate better, like hate of the world and broken relationships that people might have with each other for various reasons. Okay. So one passage that I have that supports this is on page 91. And the passage is this. You could have been raped, Samantha. I couldn't tell if Mrs. Diaz, that's Sylvia by the way, was angry at Sam or angry at Eddie, which is Sam's boyfriend, or just angry at the whole situation. Yeah, I could have been. I didn't raise you to make such stupid choices. Sam interrupted her mother. Mom, you didn't raise me at all. I raised myself. She gave her mom a look. She gave her a look. I'm going to go dry my hair. I'm taking you home right now. By the time Mrs. Diaz's words were up in the air, Samantha was leaving the room. How dare you walk out on me, the young lady. So I think the key words in this passage are basically Sam's dialogue. When she says, Sam interrupted her mother. Mom, you didn't raise me at all. I raised myself. That basically says a lot about the neglect that Sam's mother has been giving her daughter. He says he's never there for her. She was never there for her. So, there's nobody else for her to raise her. So basically, Sam just ended up growing up by herself. She didn't really have a mother or a parent figure to look up to because, well, her mother was never there for her in the times that she really needed it. So, yes, basically Sam is right. She grew up raising herself. And, the complicated thing about family relationships, I think, is that families should always be there for each other. And if someone isn't there for each other, they often feel lonely or neglected. And that's what's so important about family. They need to stick together. They need to be there for each other. They need to let them know that the other person is there and that they care for them. When you neglect a child like that, they can have a very difficult relationship with their parents. And I think it just goes to show that one of the main causes of hate can be neglect, can be like how a parent just ignores a child's needs. So sometimes that's a common reason why hate sort of sparks among families, and that's what some of the readers learn. Neglect can cause hate and difficulty with families sometimes. Okay. So another passage, passage that supports this claim is on page 92. And here it is. Sam, oh shoot, that's the wrong one. I'm sorry. Sam and I just stood there not knowing what to do. This is after the fight. Sam and I just stood there not knowing what to do. Finally, I said, "I'm sorry, Sam. I'm really, really sorry. This is all my fault," she said. "What's all your fault?" "Everything." I wanted to tell her that I hated Eddie and that I hated her mother, really hated them, but I didn't think I should say anything. I heard my dad and Mrs. Diaz talking on the front porch. I could hear Mrs. Diaz raise her voice, and I could also tell that my dad was trying to calm her down. "Everything is not your fault. It'll all be okay, Sam." I wasn't sure that everything was going to be all right, but I said it anyway. I gave her a crooked smile. "Want some coffee?" She nodded. We sat at the kitchen table and had coffee, the muffled conversation between her mother and my father in the distance. I looked at her and said, "Everything is not your fault, Sam." I wanted her to believe me. So I think the keywords in this passage are is when Sal asks, "What's your fault?" and then Sam replies with "everything." Dialogue really is a crucial part of this chapter in this book, because it means we also learn that um, hate doesn't always have to be anger towards others. Sometimes it could even be anger for himself. Often neglect, like what Sam's mother did to her daughter, it can sometimes make the child feel like it's their fault. It feels like they're the problem. Like they're the reason why all of this hate is happening between their family. And here is Sam just admitting she feels like she's the reason why this is all happening. It could be because she says, "What's all your fault?" She says, feels like everything. Everything is my fault. Because hate, like complicated relationships or difficult relationships with other people, doesn't always spark hate towards others or anger towards others. It could even spark anger towards herself. Hate doesn't always necessarily means it has to be towards another person. It could even be towards yourself, self-hate, like Sam is saying right here. And I think what Saenz, who is the author, is trying to tell us is that, you know, complicated relationships, complicated relationships can have, and fights and arguments, they can all spark hate towards not only others, but ourselves. They can make us feel insecure, and those insecurities can often just take over us. And that's why readers, as in my claim, understand hate better. Hate cannot only be directed towards others, it can also be directed towards ourselves. I already said that a lot, but And that's all the, maybe that's like all the effects of a toxic relationship between Sam and her mother and daughter relationships. So, as for my personal response to this book, I really, really like this book. I mean, as going back, it shows the many themes and ideas of how hate can have complicated relationships, can have effects on all of us. It can make us insecure, and it can just pull us down. And it's really reflects struggle, because it just reflects a struggle between relationships that we have and insecurities that we have about ourselves. Like, what if I'm the problem of this, and it just takes over like this whole huge giant wave. And I really love how it's represented in this book between Sam and her mother, because I don't know, the storytelling, and this is just beautiful. And then I just really love how it feels. A book like this that is fiction can really make can really feel so real, even if it's fiction. And that's it. Goodbye.